Power has been going strong for almost 10 years. And over the course of those 10 years, we've seen a lot of betrayal, hurt, envy, violence, depth, you can name it. And it also went off to spawn 3 spinoffs. So now we have 4 different books from 4 different perspectives. Now, there is a thing that the first 3 books share in common, and it's those 3 vices: envy, lies, betrayal, hurt, death are all those things. Now, in the first Power book, we see James as this drug dealer who wants to become a legit businessman. So he opens up Truth to launder his drug money and has an operation. He's at the top of the food chain. He's one of the biggest distributors in New York City alongside with Tommy. He works for Lobos and he tries to balance between being a drug dealer and being a family man and also being a businessman. Now, he has pure intentions for his family. He wants to take care of his family. He wants Tariq to have the best education. He wants him to have the best life alongside with his daughters. And, happy wife, happy life. Tasha, she was an aspiring singer, but she became Ghost's partner in the drug business. Now they've reached the jackpot, got to a certain point where they don't have to necessarily become full-time drug dealers anymore and just focus on going straight. But however, the ties that Ghost has to the streets also bleed into his home. Now, the infidelity that Ghost has in the Power Book 1 universe is him and Angie. Now, we know the lies that he's been telling to Tariq and it's also hurt him. And I will be doing another video on episode 2 with the children of Power, but that's on the next video. But for this video, we're talking about the main 3 characters here. Now, Monet, on the other hand, she's a full-time drug dealer. She also wants the best for her children, but she is also a liar, and everything confirmed that she's a snake based on the last week's episode. Well, this recent episode. So Monet also tells her family lies, hides secrets. She even hid the secret that Zeke was her son. Monet is just as bad as Ghost. Now you have Raquel on the other side. Well, nearly 30-some years later, she is also a liar and a manipulator. She manipulates Kane, tells him story after story, makes him think one thing, then it's another. She is the king of plot twists. If you really think about it, she is the cycle of how all of the betrayal and lies have carried on. Even if Kanan and Ghost are not biologically related, it somehow shows a brotherhood. So therefore, there is going to be a cycle, which is why in the original Power Book series, you see where Tariq is being influenced by Kanan because, again, it's that cycle. Kanan and Tariq have a really solid relationship because they know what it's like to be lied to. Now, you know what triggers Tariq in the Power Book 2 universe because every time he's lied to, he just gets pissed off. And I don't really blame him. All throughout the Power Books 1, 2, and 3, there's been nothing but lies and betrayal. And these 3 culprits right here, Ghost, Rock, and Monet, they share some of the same traits. They have their own Venn diagram. Now, of course, they want what's best for their family. They have the purest intentions, but the things that they do, the actions that they do, and how they move, it just says different. And that's why in the first Power Book, it started a cycle of maybe parents being killed by their children, even though Tommy was the first one to kill his dad in the first Power Book, but that's different. But I have a feeling that at some point, your girl Diana may get angry and try to take out Monet, or if not take out Monet, get her set up to where she goes to jail. And Kanan, on the other hand, we don't know how him and his mother's relationship fell out, but it's coming very soon. Now, unpopular opinion, your boy Kanan had a lot of chances and many opportunities to have a good life, but somehow he got intervened in his mother's drug business. Now, if you've been watching my videos since season 2 of Raising Kanan aired, you see where I say where Rock always takes Kanan away from a positive environment. When he went down to South Carolina to be with his cousins because he shot Malcolm Howard, and his mother came down there to take him away from all his cousins to bring him back to the dirty streets of New York. Kanan could have had a really good life. I'm telling you, because he had Symphony. Symphony was a very good role model, and you can see how they had their relationship going until Rock got in between it. Until one point, Symphony just packed his bags and just left. You know what I'm talking about? He left town. He had to get up out of there, and I really don't blame him. He also has Malcolm Howard, who can be a good role model. But of course, she's plotting on taking him out still. Now, there is a tease of a romantic alliance between your girl Rock and your boy Unique. And it's been brewing up for some time. So I want to see how that's going to play out. But I really don't think that Unique is going to be a good role model for your boy Kanan. And there's speculation that Unique is supposed to be Breeze. We don't know who Breeze is. Maybe Breeze is related to Unique. We don't know. But that is one of the biggest characters that we have to unlock. And until season 3 airs, we just have to wait. Now, Kanan doesn't really have any more positive role models. Detective Malcolm is your only hope, but we already know how that turns out. But we have to see how it turns out once that unfolds. Now, Diana, on the other hand, she has a good life. She can have a good life. She's in college, but she keeps getting pulled into the family drug business. Now, Lorenzo made it up to Diana and said, "You don't have to do this anymore because I'm going to take care of it." But now, if it was Monet, I guarantee you that she will be having Diana sell drugs. Now, Diana and Monet's relationship isn't the best right now. So after that move Monet pulled with executing her father, best believe is going to be a lot of tension once the things unfold. And yes, Diana has a pretty good life, but I don't think she's going to end up in a pretty positive position because we already know how this sets the kids up to be. Now, Tariq, on the other hand, had a good life, played video games, lived in the penthouse. His dad was lying to him, cheated on his mother with Angela, whole bunch of lies, and was going to turn him into Ray Ray. All three of these characters, Ghost, Monet, Rock, share some of the worst character traits, and they all bleed onto their children and they hurt their children. And even if it is in the best intentions, it's still wrong. These are some foul characters. Now, I know they're beloved. I know they're badass. I know we love seeing them on TV. I know we love how they rock, how they walk, and how they carry themselves with their swag. But let's keep it all the way real, bro. These three characters ain't shit. And that's why their children hate them. And it's a cycle that I noticed in the Power universe, because in each book we see parents and their children don't really get along, and which leads to the parents end up getting smoked by their children. Now, in these two books right here, I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know where their fallout or how their fallout is going to play out. But I believe one of them may end up dead and one of them may end up in jail, or both. I don't know. But it is interesting to see how this cycle of betrayal and hurt and envy has passed on from all these years. Power, if you really think about it, runs pretty deep. 30 years in the making. We just didn't know it when the first Power book aired. So that's why Power is a pretty complex series, because they all intertwine with each other in their storylines, and they have the same cycles that they have within each book. So that is my analysis of each Power book. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I wanted to give y'all something until the next episode of Snowfall and Power air this week, and that's just something to look forward to. But anyway, hit that like and hit that subscribe button, man. I will be dropping more content, and this is only episode 1. Episode 2 will be out shortly this week. Anyway, man, I'm off this. Take care of yourselves, and I'm gone.